This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
An absolute cracker for us on Christmas Eve between Adelaide and the southeast Melbourne Phoenix in the City of Churches. This will be a high-scoring affair. We've got playmakers all over the floor. Franks, Creek, Cleveland. This is going to be an absolute beauty. Let's look at a same-game multi. We're going to take the over points. It's a high number, 178.5. But both teams like to get up and down and put the ball in the hole. We'll take Robert Franks. He'll go 20 plus. That number's way too low. And Kyle Adnam, he took 6 3-pointers the other night. He'll make at least one. Enjoy the game and gamble responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
'Twas the night before Christmas and Adelaide is lit, with Ian Clark arriving in search of the chip. An NBA title and one with the Kings. Clark has done some amazing things. But CJ and co know it's one game at a time. Tonight it's the Phoenix who really are flying.
Creek walks into a three. Oh yeah!
So roll up, and enjoy our show. For the NBL's 12 games of Christmas continues to flow. Well, live from the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, round 12 of the Hungry Jacks NBL continues with the 36ers rolling out the welcome mat and Santa for the in-form Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Both these teams are top 4 in the competition for scoring, which suggests the fans are in for an up-tempo, high-scoring shootout tonight. The Phoenix have already had 2 wins against Adelaide this season, one of those in overtime, but it's their first trip to South Australia as part of their 4 games in 10-day adventure. Hello everybody, I'm John Casey. Merry Christmas Eve to you. I hope you are ready for some entertainment tonight from the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Adelaide are playing the 3rd of 4 straight home games and their form is immaculate at the moment. Last Saturday they had their biggest win and highest score of the season with a 31-point victory over Brisbane, and they backed it up 48 hours later with a win against Tasmania. Another victory tonight and follow that up with a return win against Brisbane on Thursday, and they'll be 10-8 on the ladder and giving some heat to those above them in the top 4. To tell us more, let's send it over now to our commentary team. We've got Pete Hawley, Corey Williams, and the first voice you'll hear, Matty Russell. Merry Christmas to you all.
Well done, Case. Merry Christmas to you and Merry Christmas to everybody watching. Compliments of the season to Pete Hawley and Corey Williams. It's Christmas Eve. This game needs no setting up. We're here to have some fun, but to set it up a little, look at the ladder positions. Southeast Melbourne sitting in 3rd, 12 wins. That's most in the league, albeit they've played more games. And Adelaide in 7th, just outside that playoff bracket. But Pete, with Ian Clark in town, in a giving mood for CJ Bruton, he hopes. I wonder whether Adelaide's climb might continue.
Oh, I tell you what, I'm excited for this one. And if you're not excited, listening to John Casey rhyme lit and chip will get you up and about. This has huge ramifications, this game. Adelaide want to continue to build. They want to get into the top 6, get into the playing tournament. They hope that man Ian Clark is going to help, and why wouldn't he? He's got championship experience, not just in the NBL last season, but over in the States. He's a veteran who's going to really settle them when they need to be settled. He's going to provide that punch off the bench, and look, I'm stoked that he's back in the league. I'm sure Sydney Kings fans aren't as hyped, but this is a really big sign of the Adelaide 36ers. Don't know how much we'll see of him tonight, as he probably just got off the plane a couple of days ago, but he's in for a big second half of the year, as are Adelaide, you'd expect.
Yeah, this is it's a huge signing. Defensively is what he's going to bring. He's going to rally those troops. They're going to listen to him because he's a proven winner in this league. So great addition. And they're going to need some defense to stop that man on screen. He is on fire.
2 huge games against Adelaide, 2 outstanding games in his most recent outings. You've got him in pole position as league MVP.
I mean, the man had 46 and 10. We know that. That was the best game in NBL23. We'll see some of the highlights right here. And he backs it up with a 30-piece on the road, undermanned against the Brisbane Bullets. Notched over 4,000 points in that game. He's averaging overall 23.5 per game, 6.5 rebounds per game, almost 3 assists a game, shooting the ball from the field at 52%. Mitch Creek, a.k.a. Wolf Creek, is in pole position for MVP.
Well, look, I mean, it's hard to argue. Here are his last 2 games, averaging nearly 40 points. It's the efficiency for me. When you're missing some key guys like they are, the Phoenix, for him still to have that efficient outing is unbelievable, and he's going to need to do that tonight, because not only are we out Gary Brown and Ryan Brockhoff, Alan Williams is out of this one. He's played a lot of minutes in those 2 games, but he says his body's fresh, and we'll see what we can expect from him. Loves playing in Adelaide too.
Oh, of course, some of his biggest games are against his former team, the 36ers, and you know he's going to be up for a big one. And as we can see, the champion starting 5. Tony's Cleveland, money-making Mitch McCarron, Sunday Dech, Robert Franks, and Kai Soto.
And I like Kai Soto staying in the starting lineup. Just provides a little spark off the bench. Now you have Ian Clark and Daniel Johnson coming in, but that champion starting 5 for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. As we mentioned, no Alan Williams, so Junior Madoot, he's coming off a good game. He likes to take his opportunities. Dane Pinot. Now, last time Dane Pinot started, played a lot of minutes. Remember a few years ago before he got injured. Had a couple of back-to-back 20 rebound games. Keep an eye on the rebound clock for Pinot. He likes to fill it up.
Christmas Eve, what an exciting night. It's great to have basketball a part of it as the 12 games of Christmas rolls on in the NBL, and it's the home team with first possession. Both of these clubs having won their last 2 games, and Antonius Cleveland is looking the goods as he approaches the back end of the season. The rebound taken by Robert Franks.
Look, this is a key matchup. Robert Franks versus Mitch Creek, another high-caliber power forward in this NBL.
Yeah, no doubt. This is worth the price of admission alone.
These 2 teams, top 2 in the league when it comes to O boards, and we see one already going to Adelaide. And it's Trey Kill. Goes to Junior Madoot. Can he open the scoring? The room is easy to find. The net, not so much. Both sides empty with their first possession, but not the second.
Well, Christmas come early for Robert Franks, because that was 3 steps. We're not in the NBA. He's probably got away with on there, but he's on the scoreboard. 2 rebounds as well. And Robert Franks would be looking at this matchup. He'll take this personally.
100%.
Here's Kyle Adnam to Creek. What a run he's on, Mitch Creek. And he's off and running again today. Scores of 24, 22, 46 and 29. They're his last 4 outings.
There's the reason he's so efficient, because not only does he try and not force it on that first bump with the right hand, he gets back to his left hand, doesn't shoot the first one, gets a little bit of a pump to get Kai Soto in the air, and then goes up and finishes.
So a travel call here on Adelaide.
It's the right call right there. Got a little excited, had the mismatch. Took his steps before he dribbled.
Sunday Dech off a nice game against Tasmania. 12 points, 26 minutes on court. And now possession taken by Adelaide. It's Cleveland looking for Franks, and Cleveland says you're not here in time.
That's just athleticism and a little bit of luck with that. But in the open court, he is so athletic. Great defense. Come on, man. It's defensive player. Yeah, you got to take care of that ball.
Yeah, he's always looking for that, and was looking for the pass. I think originally he thought it was Rob Franks. He was thinking about throwing the lob, looked back, saw a Sunday Dech and just tried to finish and did that, and that's what Dane Pinot does really well. Gets to the right spot on the offensive end for dump-off finishes. You're not going to throw the ball to him and say, go get a bucket one-on-one, but he'll put himself in that right position. He'll be really solid on the ball screen, and we expect him to fight for offensive rebounds as well.
Soto for Cleveland, back to Mitch McCarron, so consistent for them all season. Mitch McCarron, be it rebounding, assisting, scoring at times now.
It's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul.
And you know what? That is a great dig by Kyle Adnam. Robert Franks and Adelaide, they're going to do a really good job trying to go at Mitch Creek. They're under man. Let's see if we can get him in foul trouble. Kyle Adnam doing a great job getting his hand on that ball.
And what you can't do if you're Adelaide, when you're trying to do that, go out and get Mitch Creek in foul trouble, you can't stand still. Mitch McCarron, he had the pass to Rob Franks down low. You got to cut, screen away to take Kyle Adnam away from it. This guy is a tremendous one-on-one scorer, but it's going to be hard against Mitch Creek. And if you bring Kyle Adnam into dig, it's going to be near impossible as well.
And there's a clear example why that rule was brought in. Kyle Adnam to be off on the fast break, and Franks infringing.
I feel good for Kyle Adnam. Struggled to shoot the rock the other night. Never shy. Also had a stint with the 36ers way back.
Had a season-high game of 30 points against Tasmania early this season.
There
And
you go,
there's
that 1-3.
Adnam on cue for you, Pete Hooley.
This is what happens. You send a guy who struggled the other night to the free throw line to get his eye in, feels really good about it. Then you go underneath the ball screen and let him stroll into a 3-ball. So he's just hit 2 free throws, and you go underneath the ball screen. He's going to take that every single time.
But the great thing about having a guy like Kyle Adnam, a crafty, trusty, experienced veteran, coming off your bench, if you're undermanned, which they are at that point guard position, he could slot right into the starting role and get busy and produce.
And you're right, he was in Adelaide as a development player 2013-14, then Illawarra, 3 seasons at Melbourne, now in his 4th at the Phoenix after also a 1-year stint at Sydney. Kyle Adnam, he's been around, but he's found home at the Phoenix. He was feeling hot, just goes a little cool as that one rims away for Cleveland to take the rebound.
Again, Dane Pinot, he's not going to go up and block to meet anybody at the rim. Just going to play really solid. Just stays down on that one. Tony's Cleveland tries to force something. It was a good cut from Sunday Detch. But 9 points already on the board for the Phoenix.
Soto, always creating so much attention in the Philippines, and down low, Robert Franks.
It's just great offense. That out-of-bounds play, real good pick. Wide open layup for Franks.
And now Adnam draws the foul.
Doing a really good job putting his head to the basket. Adelaide are having trouble. I mean, obviously, they give up 90-plus points per game, so defensively hasn't been their strong suit. Defense, I'm sorry. So Adnam getting to the paint. So far in this quarter, Southeast Melbourne Phoenix have had no problem doing it.
Detch picks up his first foul. Haven't there been some headaches for that man, Simon Mitchell? Compared to some of their wins mid-season, they have since lost Joe Chi, Ryan Brockhoff, Gary Brown, and Alan Williams. Victim of that Brisbane game. Man, 3 NBA men and your assist-leading import, Corey.
Those are some huge outs. It's pretty much their rotation.
Well, it is. And again, this can be a bit of a silver lining, though, for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, because up until the last game, there was a lot of question marks around their bench production. We heard Simon Mitchell in the press conference, and there he is again. Dane Pinot, just in the right spot.
Good job
at the
by
right
Junior
time.
Madud, finding him on the old board.
So all the question marks around their bench, now they have no choice but to play these guys. You get the confidence in them to continue to produce. By the time the season rolls around, it's the business end of the year. Ryan Brockhoff comes back, Gary Brown, Alan Williams. Then that bench is already feeling confident, and you're playing finals basketball, and we know how important the bench is in finals. They're going to be feeling really good about themselves. It's all about just continuing to steady the ship, get as many wins as you can until you get to full strength, and they're going to give this a real shake.
This is a huge game for both teams, but definitely Adelaide to keep their chances alive. They'll actually, I believe, jump into the top 6 if they get this win.
Dane Pinot makes the back end after the big triple from Sunday Detch. 13-9 early in the first quarter on Christmas Eve at Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Southeast Melbourne having won 7 of their last 9 games. Adelaide their last 2, and again from outside, Adelaide deliver. It's the same hand, Detch.
That'll feel good. Sunday Detch went through a bit of a shooting slump a few weeks ago, and last few games he started to find his stroke.
Adnam blows past McCarron and drops the shot.
8 points already for Kyle Adnam.
Listen, you know he's a threat from the 3, so it has to be a hard closeout, but he put the ball on the deck again. Adelaide not doing a good job keeping the Phoenix out of the paint. Ooh, okay. AC Uno talking that talk.
Yeah, loving it. Mitch Creek giving it back as well. That's what you want on your Christmas Eve.
That's right.
It's the festive season. It's the season to be giving, and they're giving each other a bit of lip, and they're giving each other problems at both ends.
They're giving each other buckets and very limited defense. That's what we want.
That's what we want. I don't know if Adelaide want that, but we're fine with it from over here.
Here's McCarron. The spin fade away, and he drops the shot. Nice move, Mitch McCarron. 5 minutes gone. 33 points scored. It's the Phoenix by 1, undermanned, but fighting hard after a performance against Brisbane. Their coach labelled tremendously gutsy. After that double overtime win, they then had that pickup game because of New Zealand's COVID drama against Brisbane.
3 days' notice.
Won that one, and are trying to take down Adelaide, but if Mitch McCarron keeps delivering shots like that, it will be easier said than done. Ruben Tarangi out there. His first shot off the mark.
I'll just slow down the ball. Never mind. Robert Franks.
Got a little bit lucky. Robert Franks was on his way to a basket. Nobody stopped the ball.
There's the Adelaide coach. When it comes to the Phoenix coach, he recognised Adelaide's strength. Once they get into open court and free-flowing, they're very dangerous. The intent will be to slow them down. And here's Nick Marshall, seeing good minutes this year, a development player who sets up Robert Franks.
It's just a beautiful take by Franks. I like the fact Franks is uber aggressive. Obviously, that matchup between he and Mitch Creek, but also with them under man, Mitch Creek can't get in foul trouble early. So that's just an opportunity for Robert Franks to keep attacking.
Good to hear the Christmas carols blaring in the background. John Casey is immersed in all of that. And earlier on, he spoke with Trey Kell about the challenge of covering all the missing men at the Phoenix.
You know, we wish we were in some better circumstances with some of the guys being out, but, you know, we just, no excuses. You know, it's part of the schedule. Things come up, things you can't really control. And, you know, we're looking forward to this game tonight and hopefully, you know, give us an early Christmas present.
Big Source has been outstanding. How do you cover for him?
Just, you know, I think it's a collective effort. I mean, like you said, Alan's been great for us all year. I don't think one guy is going to be able to, you know, replace what he's brought to us. But, you know, if everyone can just raise their game up 5–10% and be able to fill that void, and hopefully we'll have him back by the next road trip.
Well, Pete, back to your earlier point, with those players missing, it does mean more minutes for others. And players like Dane Pino, Junior Madut against Brisbane, when they played more minutes, they delivered their season highs for points, rebounds and assists, each of them.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, when it gives you a bit more confidence as one of those players coming in because you're not on a shorter leash. You're going to have to play through mistakes because those minutes are there. And look, the one player that was always going to be the big question mark if they lost was Alan Williams, because now Joe Chi is gone as well. All of a sudden, Dane Pinot, who was their third-string centre, is now their starting centre, whereas Gary Brown, Ryan Brockhoff, Junior Madut's played minutes throughout this season already. Owen Foxwell's played some minutes, Ruben Tarangi, so you can kind of fill that. Alan Williams is going to be the one they couldn't afford to lose. We'll see how they respond.
A loose ball that falls the way of Phoenix, and it falls for Mitch Creek, but he's off the mark from outside. Nick Marshall goes back to McCarron. Adelaide's Twitter handle calling Nick Marshall Saint Nick today in the Christmas spirit, promising that he will deliver. And Adelaide have hit the lead by 3.
And to have that man coming off your bench, nobody over there on that court right now that can stop that.
Daniel Johnson, a 3-time All-NBL first selection. He's Adnam, he liked the look. And another one drops from range.
That's got to be a switch. So Rob Franks, you saw him kind of bite on it, trying a little bit of a hedge. Mitch McCarron caught the roll, couldn't get back in front. That just has to be a late switch because Kyle Adam already knocked one down. You know he's feeling good. He's in double figures with 11 points already.
Averaging 9 points per season, 11 in the first quarter, if you don't mind. He had 14 against Brisbane last start.
10, push.
And the blood rule invoked here. There's a nick on the nose of Mitch McCarron. We might all be in the mood for some fun. It's Christmas. It's time to let the guard down a little bit there, playing hard. You're right, Corey. It's a big game for both teams.
It sure is.
Just got an accidental elbow from Mitch Creek right across the nose.
And if the Phoenix were to be able to pull this out, that would be an extremely impressive win.
Yeah, well, given Simon Mitchell referred to the Brisbane win as tremendously gutsy, I wonder what he'd describe this one as. Significantly undermanned. Trey Kell off the mark. The rebound to Adelaide. And Daniel Johnson off the bench. What a luxury.
Does that so well. Daniel Johnson can draw fouls with the best of them in the NBL.
Just so talented. He's taking, as a center, taking a shooting guard off the dribble from the 3.
Well, we've been plugging this for a while, and it's worth plugging. Scan that QR code. Party with Shaq in the US. I've been thinking about what that party should look like. I'd move for it to start with a round of golf, pre-dinner drinks, Shaq to take us to the best barbecue restaurant he knows, maybe the tables afterwards, and then some stories in the limo home. Pete, can you top that?
No, well, you lost me at golf. Have you seen him in his golf swing?
That's what I want to take him golfing for.
I'd love to be golfing, but between him and Charles Barkley with the golf swing, it's... if you're taking him on the golf course so you feel better about your own swing, then by all means.
Hanging with Shaq in America would be 100% an episode out of Entourage.
Yeah, I'm taking liberties. It's party with Shaq, not have a whole day with Shaq, but I'm sure our winners gratefully would enjoy a whole day if he afforded them that luxury. And he might. He's such a good bloke. Having spoken to numerous people who dealt with him on his recent Australian tour, not a bad word said as Daniel Johnson pinged for an offensive foul.
That's just really good scout, really good read from Mitch Creek. Old teammates, know each other very well. So you've got to try and defend Daniel Johnson because he wants to draw contact, gets back to his spin move, just beats him to the spot.
Real good defense.
Daniel Johnson in his 13th season at Adelaide, where Mitch Creek spent 8 years.
Know each other very.
You don't play with each other for 8 years, Pete, and not know each other like the back of your hand.
You're right.
Owen Foxwell in jersey 30. Had some nice moments this year as Cleveland picks up the loose ball. And now it's Hiram Harris drawing the foul.
Can't be loose with the ball. Yeah, can't be loose with the ball around Antonius Cleveland because you let him get out in the break. He's so exciting. And he can be down the other end in a heartbeat.
Bully.
Talk to me.
I was at that open air game yesterday.
Oh, we saw you, Corey.
Man, listen. That's my favorite game of the year.
Well,
beautiful, the weather. It was pretty much a sellout. Fantastic game. It was close. Ray John Tucker destroyed Cairns.
There's another open air game coming up next year.
Yeah.
Well, this season, but next year.
But I'll tell you this right now. Aside from that, that win by Melbourne United sets up tomorrow night.
Oh boy, does it what?
Christmas night against the Kings in Sydney. Look, I can't front. Put my opinion aside of Melbourne United.
We will never do. We'll never
they are balling. Shaylee back. They official.
There it is. You see it there. 6:30 tomorrow night. Christmas Day game.
I can't wait to see the matchup between Shaylee and you know who? Derek Walton Jr.
Matchups galore.
Matchups galore.
Good crowd forecast, fun atmosphere inside the arena, whatever you're doing tomorrow. We hope there's a bit of time and the opportunity to take in the first Christmas Day professional sporting event in Australia. Harris again. The reverse layup was well off the mark just before we get too far away from last night. The picture's sensational, shown around the world, no doubt. Sunglasses inside at night, Corey.
Listen, that's how I roll. I'm a rock star. That's what rock stars do.
Man bag across the chest.
All day.
Rock star, yep.
No doubt.
Well, actually, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. With the roof off, I can understand.
Yo, even with the roof closed. That's what rock stars do.
We love it. Now Foxwell. Step back for three. Owen Foxwell, wow. Bottom of the net, big play, Southeast Melbourne.
What confidence this young fella is playing with. Another one who Simon Mitchell trusts, even when they're at full strength, if they need a couple minutes to spark something, he'll throw him out there.
I mean, he's been balling. Look, you talk about confidence coming off the bench. That's a DP, ain't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the best DPs in this league, which is a conversation I'm going to have this whole week.
That's a big,
you watch out for that next video.
That's a big conversation.
Shout out to all the DPs doing their thing.
Playing his 10th game of the season, Corey.
I mean, it's fantastic. Look what he did coming in last game. You know, he couldn't stop, obviously, Derek Walton Jr., but he did just enough. Came in, got some charges, hit some baskets, and, you know, tried to harass him. And they got the stops, enough stops to get that W.
And Torrey Smith-Milner hasn't seen a lot of game time either this season as a replacement player, Pete, but there's a nice block to get him going tonight.
Well, look, if they probably reviewed that, it might have gone back to the South East Melbourne Phoenixes. Tough call there. It looks like Hiram Harris, but yeah, Smith Milner, nominated replacement player, who's been around the league for a few seasons now. Definitely comes in handy when you need to fill those big man department.
Championship winner at Melbourne, tall black Torrey Smith Milner, 27, played 118 NBL games, so very experienced. A nice man for Simon Mitchell to call on.
Phoenix again, talking about bringing energy on. Foxwell's come in, brought the energy with Kyle Adam and Mitch Creek sitting down. My still biggest concern, we haven't seen Ian Clark. Again, we're not sure if he'll even step on the floor or how much he's going to play because he only just touched down in Adelaide a few days ago. Is still their defence. Now, if you're giving up 90-plus points a game, it's going to be near impossible, I would say, to win this league with how strong some of the defensive teams are up the top of the ladder.
Final minute of the opening quarter. South East Melbourne by 5 as Daniel Johnson puts it on the floor, gets to the board and comes away with 2 points.
Having said that, maybe they're just one of those teams that can score more than every other team.
It's a good flash to the high, to that high post. Easy layup for him, but it's on this end.
Owen Foxwell, as you mentioned, the development player. 10th game, averaging 14 minutes per game, no less. Junior Madut in the corner. Phoenix go bang late in the opening term.
It's a great kick from Owen Foxwell. Mitch McCarron biting and helping off the strong side corner when that drive came from Owen Foxwell. Can't do that. Junior Madut, feet set, knocked it in.
Sunday Ditch. Shot away in time, but off the mark. So South East Melbourne head to the first break as visitors and as leaders by 6. Phoenix 32 over the 36ers, 26.
I'd love to extend a very Merry Christmas to all of the fans of South East Melbourne Phoenix, and a special one to my family. I'll be on a flight soon. Hope to see you when I get back to Melbourne.
Merry Christmas to all the Phoenix fans. Everyone that celebrates Christmas. Is a great time to celebrate with your family. Good food, you know, great times.
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to all the fans out there, to all their families. Have a happy and safe holidays.
Merry Christmas to all the NBL fans out there.
Hope you have an absolutely amazing day and you all get spoiled rotten.
As most of us think about holidays, the NBL players are working hard. Southeast Melbourne, they are 2-0 against Adelaide so far this season, winning by 5 back in October, by 18 early this month. And Adnam extends the lead. The leading scorer in the first term gets us going in the second.
Look, he is doing absolutely whatever he wants out there, and it started with the 2 free throws. Got him going, started hitting a couple of threes, diving on the ball, gets the back court. That's the 7th turnover for the 36ers.
Well, 32 points given up from Adelaide in the first quarter. It's way too many. Again, defense is still going to be the issue, and I'll tell you what, handoffs to somebody's back is always going to be tough, and Kyle Adnam just had more energy, more effort, and he's up and about, and why wouldn't he be? 13 points, 4 or 5 from the field.
Yeah, foot on the line by Adelaide. John Casey, what was said at quarter time?
Exactly what you guys are reiterating there about the Adelaide 36ers. It's at the defensive end. CJ Bruton told his team there's no problems with the offense at the moment. It's all about heart. And he punched his chest a couple of times and said, where are you all at? Challenging them to buy into it. Interestingly, Ian Clark had plenty to say during the timeout as well. And I spoke with assistant coach Jamie Pillman pre-game, and he did say that Clark will come onto the floor. Just doesn't expect him to play a lot of minutes, though.
OK, but we do expect to see Ian Clark tonight. Thank you, Case. Plenty of Adelaide fans at the entertainment centre hoping to see their club recruit on Adelaide debut, having won a championship at Sydney last season. Adnam, high off the glass unsuccessfully.
That was Robert Franks' second foul, just that possession before. Didn't mean to do it, but his arm rose up. Ended up hitting Mitch Creek in the face. An easy offensive call.
Ditch for Cleveland. Step back for 3, Cleveland. Only iron, and Pino gets enough of the ball to knock it down for Kyle Adnam. Yeah, CJ Bruton said in the media, I don't think we did ourselves justice in the first 14 games. He didn't think they did themselves justice defensively in the first quarter tonight.
And he's absolutely right, and he's correct for asking them where's their heart, because the Phoenix, look, they're constantly living in the paint. There's no defense being played. You can't continue to do the same thing and expect different results. Nice take by AC Uno.
Look, that's still...
It's a must-win game.
That is why I have the big question mark on Adelaide, because they just haven't shown that the ability to really lock down defensively across the course of 40 minutes of a game.
Cleveland up to 6 points, one of 4 Adelaide players with that tally. And now Nick Marshall. Another of these development players seeing good minutes. And that's a good shot from a man who can drop them from range, Daniel Johnson.
Good decision by Sunday Detch. Passed down his shot to get his big fella a good look as he cashes in.
Extra pass from Creek for Madut, who forces the foul on Marshall.
Another young DP having an amazing season. When he comes in, he is a bucket getter.
Here we go. Look, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm going to give a shout out to all of these DPs this week. Watch out for that video. There's a lot of them balling.
It's been an incredible season for taking opportunities. Seeing 2 in this game.
Creek goes at Franks and wins.
Fantastic. Now it's advantage Creek.
Well, he's got
Robert Franks got 2.
Exactly right. And if you're the Phoenix, just keep feeding the beast.
The collect from Sunday Detch allows them to go again, and this time from close range. It's DJ.
You don't have to go directly in the Creek. Just run a good offensive set where he gets the ball on the second side.
Daniel Johnson racing to 11 points for the game, headed only by Southeast Melbourne's Kyle Adnam. Franks for Detch. Adelaide on a roll here as DJ started rolling towards the rim and drew a whistle instead.
And you kind of see this is why Ian Clark's going to be a big signing for Adelaide. When someone else brings the ball up that isn't Mitch Buchanan, the offense kind of gets lost. They don't know where they're trying to go. They end up trying to force something. Once Ian Clark is at full strength and he's found his feet back in Australia, there's not going to be a time you'd imagine where either Ian Clark or Mitch McCarron aren't on the floor. They'll play a lot of the time together as well, but having one of them always handle the ball and set up the offense is going to be crucial for periods like that when they try and figure out where are we trying to go, what play are we in, who's hot, where's the mismatch. They kind of get a little bit lost when Mitch McCarron doesn't have the ball.
I mean, 100%, and that's why Ian Clark is such a perfect fit. Because when you think about it, think last year when he was with Sydney. When Jalen Adams was subbed out, he was the guy making plays happen for everybody. Down the stretch when Jalen Adams was injured and wasn't even playing, he was the guy, whether it was him hitting a big three, making the right pass to Cooks or Dejan Vasiljevic, he was hitting everybody. Well, Jarrell Martin, he was the guy.
And I believe that's where the thought process came in. Once they were trying to figure out who the third import was, they assessed what kind of piece do they need, and I think their biggest concern was, one, what happens if Mitch McCarron gets in foul trouble or gets hurt? Who do we have to bring the ball up? Or if teams take the ball out of Mitch McCarron's hands? And then, I'm not sure, they probably listened to Liam Santamaria, who said they need Ian Clark type, and said, we'll go one better. We'll go get the man himself.
Look, whenever Liam says stuff like that, Liam knows. It usually happens. Shout out to Liam.
Big night for Santa, isn't it?
It is. He's a busy man.
Adnam for Tarangi in the corner. Way off the mark and put back by Trey Kell.
Just fell asleep. Good heads-up play from Kyle Adnam. Shot clock was running down on that inbounds pass. Take advantage of someone who's fallen asleep.
It's Cleveland. You can't fall asleep on him. He kicks it out for Robert Franks, who bumps away from Tarangi. Can't finish. And it's off Southeast Melbourne, so Adnam was desperate. Kai Soto draws the foul. He'll go to the line, the Filipino.
Well, it's often taught, Kyle Adnam, you love the hustle, but you can't throw it back underneath your opponent's basket.
What did he take with him there? The chicken nuggets, the fish fillets?
I tell you that, if I was in that seat, I'm going right to find the attendant. Look,
100%.
I need a whole new order.
I'm gonna look here
on Kyle Adnam. Thank you.
Oh, looking at.
Here they go.
Oh, didn't even get to him.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what.
She got to go back upstairs.
100%. Get a refill, and while they're refilling it, just quickly, you got 10 seconds to pick them up off the floor, get double.
So 40-35, Southeast Melbourne, defying what many thought might happen tonight, given their injuries and unavailabilities, given the form of Adelaide in recent weeks. But they're 12 wins so far, Southeast Melbourne, most in the league.
Oh, they're back. That was quick.
So they were party pies, weren't they?
Party pies. Oh, there's probably nothing worse.
When you got premium seats, that food better come quick.
You got party pies for Christmas lunch tomorrow, Pete, before you head up to the Kudos Bank Arena for Sydney, Melbourne.
Oh, you know what? I might have to do just a little stop at Hungry Jack's. I might have to do my little Christmas lunch.
So Adelaide back within 4. McCarron guarded by Adnam. He splits Adnam and Tarangi. Can't get the sort of bounce he was after. And Creek collects another rebound. Adnam left alone to shoot successfully.
That is not a good closeout. That's not a good closeout.
Spot on. Sunday Detch, he's already hit 2 threes.
He got 16.
That's a lazy closeout. It's literally trying to show the coach, I've got my hand up. If he shoots over me, so what? You have to run him off the three-point line.
He's got 16 at 5 of 7, including 3 from 4 outside Corey.
Just, again, slips into that starting point guard role. We know what he can do.
And that's good for Harris, talking about young players. Byram Harris.
Harris, tough. Showed great promise last year. Earned himself a multi-year deal, if I'm correct. But man, Mitch Creek, nobody stops the ball.
Hand was down, then he put it up late on the Amy replay. Sunday Detch. Granted,
come on now, you know better than that, Sunday.
Well, in the end, he had to guard the ball twice, which you don't want defenders doing either. So Antonius Cleveland's just got to be probably another step more aggressive and go and get Kyle Adnam and allow Detch to stay on Mitch Creek until they figure out their matchups.
But you know what that comes down to? Communicating, talking. I got the ball, you go get Kyle.
Owen Foxwell spots an opening and it closes illegally.
He's going to go to the free throw. Yeah. I'll tell you what, he was going to pass that to the corner. But the foul came at the right time, and I think he's going to be rewarded with 2 shots.
Don't forget this year, thanks to Latrobe Financial, we're giving away a guaranteed 50K. It's already sitting there, ready to go to the winner. Enter at nbl.com.au/legends.
Simon Mitchell, so it was a baseline ball after the referees had a chat. He was 100% trying to pass it, but I thought the foul came at a time where it looked like he picked it up, and you could have made the case well and truly that he was trying to get a layup after that. Oh, I think I'm with Simon Mitchell on this one.
So, called a shooting foul, sending him to the line, but let's see what Simon Mitchell comes up with here in terms of forcing the replay centre to make an adjudication. No, it's not a challenge. This is just a normal timeout.
I think it's just a normal timeout. He had the conversation about it. He was adamant that he was going to go to the free throw line, but I don't think he's going to be rewarded.
So Kyle Adnam, what a first half he has had. A game-high 16 points on 5 of 7 from the field, as I mentioned a short time ago, in the absence of so many stars. While Kyle is stepping up big time, Corey.
Look, man, Gary Brown out, Brokoff out, no Joe Chi, Alan Williams is out. Enter Kyle Adnam. Reliable, trusty, crafty, can shoot the three. We know this. Can get to the rack, can find others, fearless. One of the best little guys in the league, and he's showing why. You can rely on him.
Well, some guys' eyes light up when you know you're going to play 30-plus minutes because you're missing key guys, and you need someone to put points on the board. That's what he can do. That's an easy foul call. Kai Sotto just a bit too aggressive on the show. And that's going to be their 15th foul. And, well, in the end, you probably say can't, because he gets to go to the free throw line after all that on Foxwell.
Moving screen on Kai Sotto. 43-38, 4 minutes left before the half.
Well, the one positive we can say with Adelaide, they played better defense. They gave up 32 points in the first half, in the first quarter.
There's still 4 minutes to go in this one. But that's what history has shown us in the NBL. Last 3 years, 3 of the top 4 finalists of opponents' points against has been anywhere between 79 to 81. That's the magic mark, the 80-point mark against, 20 points a quarter. If you're sitting pretty there defensively and you're a half-decent offensive team, you're going to be in the running.
South East Melbourne, their best defensive performance was keeping Melbourne to 69 in one of the throwdowns. And the Phoenix 12-7 coming into this game. On the road, they are 3-5. So hunting their 4th road win here to head towards the new year at 4-5 on the road with such a strong home record, 9-2. Simon Mitchell will be very satisfied if they can go on with the job.
That's the and one.
He's pumped.
Got the mismatch right there. Mitch McCarron's showing passion.
Well, this is something they can do right now. With Kyle Adams guarding Mitch McCarron, his whole career has sporadically gone into the post during games.
Oh, he talking that talk, Hooley.
Oh, he wasn't happy. He thought there was a foul call before that. So I think that aggression and that hype towards the bench was him letting off steam and not having to go towards the referee with a missed call. Yeah, that's fine. That's the way you got to do it.
Leading by example, Mitch McCarron. So 4 points the difference. Mitch Creek, the competition's leading scorer, on the floor. Now it's Owen Foxwell. Creek, guarded by Galloway. Still there for South East Melbourne. It falls for Kyron Galloway.
Yeah, he is in that open court.
Cleveland with the fadeaway, lifted short, but Soto is there to put a lid on it.
Love the energy from Kai Sotto. That's what he's got to do. Tony is Cleveland. When he gets out on the break, he's really tough to stop. But Kai Sotto put a lid on it.
2-point ball game.
Yeah, important possession for South East Melbourne. In front of the game, but trying to take some oxygen out of Adelaide right now in the shadows of half-time. It will be a 36ers ball.
Adelaide show glimpses when they get stops, how good they are. We get an opportunity to see them in the open court.
Right now, if the Phoenix are going to roll out both Kyle Adnam as he goes to the bench, that Kyle Adnam and Owen Foxwell on, they've got guards like Cleveland and McCarron who like to post up. You've got to pick one of them and try and go at them to create a mismatch.
I mentioned South East Melbourne's road success. Well, Adelaide in a run of home games, 6 of 7 at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. And again, it's Harris to get the job done.
Well, that was, again, designed for Mitch McCarron to post up against Owen Foxwell, but Hiram Harris went away from the play in the NFL to Mitch McCarron. So that's what I'm talking about. The ball's not in Mitch McCarron's hands, and they're trying to get to that mismatch of McCarron versus Foxwell, and they don't get to it. That's where Ian Clark's going to be really big for this team.
On Christmas Eve, it's only fitting and fair that we hear from Adelaide's coach about what he might buy some of his players if the opportunity arose.
First one, Mitch McCarron. I think what I would give him for Christmas, some nappies and some food, and also a good night's sleep. Robert Franks, probably some clippers, not so he looks like me, but just so he can tighten that wig up a little bit. Antonius Cleveland, a GPS and a new iPhone to make sure that he can get to where he needs to get to on time. Definitely needs a playbook as well. Kai Soto. I know that the fans would love for me to play in 48 minutes, but what I would give him for Christmas is that he has a tank that he can play for 48 minutes and he can shoot every shot he wants. CJ Bruton. I would just like a win for Christmas and that my family enjoys Christmas together and are happy. From the NBL to all the fans around the globe, I'm wishing you all a safe and happy Merry Christmas.
Well, CJ Bruton, you might just get your Christmas wish. Your team is fighting back to level it at 45 all, and Antonius Cleveland sounds like he needs some life help.
Well, it does. I mean, the playbook's one thing. You've got to get on the halfway through the season. The GPS, I reckon that's a promo thing. I think he might be lost to getting Adelaide around to some promos. And Adelaide, I'll tell you what, Adelaide's it's not Melbourne, it's not Sydney. There's probably no excuses. Mitch Creek is the bottom of the net there. Just his 8th point of the game.
Question without notice, Pete Hooley, you're Chris Kringle for Corey Homicide Williams. What are you pulling out of Santa's sack for Corey?
I'll tell you what I am. We've spoke about it pre-game. The snoo, the bassinet.
Beautiful.
With the baby coming.
Beautiful.
Cannot speak any more highly of those. If you want a half-decent night's sleep. Oh, Soto.
Am I right in thinking that Chris Golding played Santa for you to get that apparatus?
He did. Much appreciated from the family.
Now, you know what I get you, Hooley?
Talk to me.
A pair of sneakers from Foot Locker.
Creek just wants that shooting hand back working as it has so brilliantly this season.
Take it. You don't like my shoes? I actually think...
It's Christmas. Get you a gift.
I've got a shoebox underneath the tree from the wife. Now, I don't know whether she's taken a page out of my book, because normally if I'm giving her something that she wants, you know it comes in a packet that's obvious. I put it inside a shoebox to pretend that it's something that it's not. Okay. So she's either taken a page out of my book or she's maybe followed your lead and got me some sneakers. I'll find out.
Antonius Cleveland.
Oh, my.
Oh, extravagant. It doesn't end as he would have liked.
Well, that is...
The windmill was winding well and truly by the time the ball went near the hoop. Owen Foxwell.
Stay away from the hook shot, Cleveland.
Oh, wow. He gave it a really good wind-up, too.
Sure did.
Here is that mismatch there, trying to hunt. Now, you've got to make sure there's movement, player movement. Everyone's standing still for the Adelaide 36ers after they get to here.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. So that's exactly why Hiram Harris did well to move out of the way and take the digging help away, but then everyone just stood still.
I think move with a purpose. I like when do a hard cut. Make your defender really respect your cut.
Yeah, you're spot on. Again, you credit the Phoenix. They just put their body in the right position.
Well, who's going to lead this at half-time? 50 seconds left, 47 each.
We're going in tied.
2-for-1 opportunity here for Adelaide if they get a good look.
Ditch brings them into the front court. Soto, Cleveland, Galloway and McCarron out there for the 36ers. And McCarron loses his grip. Ruben Tarangi to Foxwell.
You can see Mitch Creek on the far side. Originally, he wanted the 2-for-1 after that turnover, but now they're happy to settle and just get a really good shot before half-time.
Creek, fake. Traykel off the mark, and the rebound is collected by Robert Franks. Sunday Ditch with 10 seconds left in the half. McCarron drives and gets the right sort of roll for his crowd on Christmas Eve. It's Adelaide with their noses in front at the break on the back of a man who's taken some bark off his nose, Mitch McCarron. The 36ers fighting hard in the first half to lead it 49-47.
Better defensive effort. I mean, Phoenix probably just missed a couple of easy shots, and we've got ourselves a ball game. Looking forward to this. It's a huge second half, especially for the Adelaide 36ers.
Absolutely. Daniel Johnson in the first half for Adelaide, 13 points. He's standing by with John Casey.
Thanks very much, Matt. Yeah, DJ, 13 points there. Coming off the bench, you seem to have settled into that role pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be aggressive. You know, we've come out a bit slow tonight. You know, our defense wasn't great, so I was just trying to give a bit of a punch off the bench.
And what do you think is going to be the key here? That was a great fight back. You were down 10, found a way to hit the lead. What do you need to do better in the second half?
I just got to pick the tempo up, especially at the defensive end. You know, fourth game in 10 days for them. They're going to have some tired legs, so we just got to make it a bit of a up and down race.
Appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thanks, mate.
Daniel Johnson there, and of course so much of what the Adelaide 36ers do revolves around Mitch McCarron, a championship winner with Melbourne. He led Australia to the World Cup gold medal on a couple of occasions again. Let's dig a little deeper now and find out about the Adelaide captain. Mitch McCarron's been a massive pickup for this team. When he came here as the hottest free agent in the country, he was determined to make things happen. And he really has to orchestrate this star-studded lineup Adelaide have put together.
Nice take from McCarron. Stolen back by McCarron. Oh, Mitch McCarron goes upstairs and celebrates.
We all know, like, we won a championship. I believe that if we do the right things and we go about practicing the way that we are right now and how competitive it is and getting after it, that we'll put ourselves in a good position. It's always special to be voted captain. It wasn't really about let's have an alpha guy that can just lead us. It was, you know, we're going to call on DJ, Sunday, guys that have been around the league, and now we've got a couple of imports that have experience as well. So yeah, everyone will get their turn. And Mike Kelly kind of grabbed me and said, name you captain, and it was super unexpected. I was just ready to go play my role and do my job, and then I looked around, I was like, I actually am the veteran. I think I was the oldest dude on the team, so it made a bit more sense when I saw my age, I guess. And say you had a bad game or a bad practice and your kid's there just smiling, they don't care. You know, to them, like, you're dad and that's it, and that's all they care about, and that can be the best feeling. It can help a guy who struggles to move on after games, and that's definitely going to help me, I think. I think I've got to that point now. This year I've just got a whole new mindset and an attitude towards it, and my family definitely helps me with that. And I feel really, really good about myself and my body, and a couple of niggles that I had last year that I've been able to put away, and I feel really excited about that. We are going to have to defend. We're going to have to find a way to get the best out of everybody. We've got a lot of talent. We've got a lot of guys who are competitive, and it's got to get the best out of everyone.
Well, the gift tonight for these teams, Adelaide and South East Melbourne, is a win. And while South East Melbourne made a blistering start, the home team has fought back. Corey Williams, 49-47 at the half. How do you sum it up so far?
Well, South East Melbourne Phoenix came out on fire. They came out ready and were on a mission. I feel like Adelaide didn't play any defense in that first quarter. You're giving up 32 points at home to a team that's played 4 games in 10 days. That's way too many points. So on the defensive end, they figured out in the second quarter and started playing because they only gave up 15 points. But in order for Adelaide to win this game, they have to lock up. They're fully loaded, and you're playing against a severely undermanned team. You got to get it done. As we can see with these match stats, the numbers by Adelaide look really good. You know, they got 8 assists, they got 20 rebounds, they lead in those categories, but they also have 10 turnovers, which isn't shown. They're shooting the ball pretty solid all around in this first half, but it comes back down to defense, right? Again, 32 points is way too much. That's been their problem so far, but in the season. But right now, this is a must-win game for them. They're playing against a severely, I keep saying it because it's true, it's a severely undermanned team. You cannot lose this game at home to a high-flying Southeast Melbourne Phoenix as great as they're playing undermanned. They have a chance to win this game as well, but Adelaide got to do a really good job on defense.
Mitch Creek, 8 points on 4 of 10 shooting. So given they're undermanned, maybe they need more out of Mitch Creek, especially offensively. But Kyle Adnam, 13 points, 16 points in the first half. And look at his shooting clip. Very nice indeed, Corey.
I mean, the clip is fantastic. He's killing it. You know, again, a luxury to have a gentleman like this coming off of your bench. No Gary Brown. Right now, no problem as far as the point guard position is concerned. 5 of 8, shooting the ball really, really well. Mitch Creek, you know, he's been on fire. It's a man on fire. So they're doing the best that they possibly can. Dane Pennell coming off the bench, 7 points. Owen Foxwell, 7 points to DP. So Trey Keller give them a bit more in the second half. This is going to be a good game. We're watching a really good game, and that's all we can ask for.
Well, let's jump over to the analyzer. Pete Hooley, what do you got for us?
Well, we're talking about the Adelaide 36ers offense right here and how stagnant they were. But this was one of the ones in the first quarter where they did really well in an out-of-bounds play. It looks like it's supposed to be Sunday Detru comes round and then lets Cleveland be the second curl. It kind of gets broken up, and in the end, it works out because Antonius Cleveland makes a really good read and doesn't stand still. Mitch McCarron's trying to set this screen up here. Cleveland's here. The play's not for him. The play's for Robert Franks. Cleveland doesn't stand still. He just gets out of the way. Mitch McCarron sets a really good screen, and have a look at how they get an easy bucket. Good screen from McCarron because Antonius Cleveland got out of the way. Now, defensively, we did mention it. They've got to be a lot better. Kyle Adnam, what a terrific first half he had. But these are the kind of miscommunications they can't have. There's no screen there. Mitch McCarron does perfectly to get across that first screen. He gets clipped here from Mitch Creek. Rob Franks has to take this. Mitch McCarron then has to take the roll, and the rest of the guys figure it out. They have no talk. Rob Franks has a stab at it. No one guards Kyle Adnam, who just hit a 3 ball. He's going to have that. That's a layup for him. And here's that last play we spoke about in that second quarter when everyone does just stand still. Credit the Phoenix for the way they defended it, but this is really poor offensive away from the ball from the Adelaide 36ers. Mismatch. They wanted to get it to him. Once Hiram Harris finds himself to get low, he's going to get underneath here. Watch the Phoenix just stand in the right spots. So Mitch Creek is there guarding the ball as well. Dane Pennell can end up guarding too. Everyone just stands still. You see it there, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Ends up being a turnover. Terrible off-ball movement from the Adelaide 36ers. Turnover, easy score Phoenix.
High scoring so far, 49-47 to Adelaide. Does fatigue catch up with South East Melbourne, Corey? Does Adelaide go on with the job?
Well, to be honest with you, for me, it's really about Adelaide putting the pressure to make fatigue a factor. But you got to get stops on defense for that to happen.
Here are the entries so far. Just some of them for your chance to win $50,000 thanks to Latrobe Financial. Channel your inner Corey Homicide Williams. Make sure you enter. You'll be in the running for $50K. What is certain is a great half of basketball right after this. was the night before Christmas, but it is loud in this house. Adelaide Entertainment Centre heaving at times with the 36ers fighting back to lead by 2. Despite the absence of a loud voice there tonight, John Casey has more. He's sitting in a very famous seat case.
That's right, Matt. The seat I'm sitting in at the moment, normally occupied by NBL and Adelaide 36ers legend Ken Cole. His wife Pauline sits here. Unfortunately, they can't be here tonight due to Ken's ongoing health problems, and we just wanted to wish them a Merry Christmas. A shout out to them. We know they're watching tonight. Let's hope the 36ers can get a win for Ken, and we look forward to seeing you and Pauline back in these seats courtside as soon as possible.
Well said, Case. Our thoughts with the Coles this evening. And his team, as he watches on from home, no doubt showing some fight in the second quarter, having led by double figures at one stage early. And they're fighting hard here and winning.
That's what they got to do. Extra possessions, good hustle there from Antonius Cleveland. And if you're the Phoenix, you've just got to gang rebound. Once that shot goes up from Antonius Cleveland, everybody's got to hit the boards, pull that down, limit them to one shot, and then get out and run on the other end.
51-47 with Franks at the line. Played a season at Brisbane. This is his first at Adelaide, averaging 17 points per game at 47%, 6 rebounds, couple of assists. Double figures in every game this season, Robert Franks. And he's played all 17 for Adelaide. Adnam. Can they find some energy to start this second half? Madut working baseline for Pino. Unsuccessful, they come away empty.
It's a better defensive possession by Adelaide.
And Soto's long reach wasn't enough there for the Sixers. Trey Kell pulls up for 3. That's what they needed.
No one declared the ball. No, Trey Kell didn't do a whole lot offensively in the first half, but you don't want to let him feel good about himself. He had a phenomenal game the other night. 17 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Oh, he's a great two-way threat.
He has been playing some really good basketball, and guy who's been quiet in the first half, the last thing you want to do is give a shooter a wide open look.
That's good from McCarron. Made that look much easier than it was. Just back to Trey Kell. Yeah, those 10 rebounds, 6 assists you mentioned, Pete, they were season highs for Trey Kell. The 17 points just behind the 24. He's had a couple of times as his season high or his NBL high.
You don't mind guards crashing the boards. And again, Alan Williams hurt his ankle in that game, but did really well to tough it out. But normally, if you're a big guy who's a great rebounder like Alan Williams is, you flat when the guards come in and steal those.
Been tough for Mitch Creek so far. Robert Franks, well, he had plenty of room. There's not enough Grinches on the floor for Southeast Melbourne right now.
Robert Franks getting to the basket. Adelaide doing a better job so far in this third quarter.
That's better from Mitch Creek.
Which gives them the opportunity to run out and get fast break, easy buckets.
You'd have to be brave to wear a Grinch outfit on Christmas Eve, surely. Oh, have had a rough day. Franks comes away feeling good about himself.
He's up to 13 points in the contest on 6 of 8 from the field. 5 rebounds to go along with that.
Adelaide by 6, extending their halftime advantage. Mitch Creek just loses his possession. It's come off Adelaide. Say the umpire, the referees. Adnam the inbound. Dane Pinot. Adnam fed by Mandut. Shot from a long way outside, unsuccessfully, and Pinot grabs the rebound, and it's a jump ball. Possession arrow to come into play here.
Both had it for a considerable amount of time. Of course he did. Who'd you take it off?
Good job by Dane Pinot. They will retain possession.
Adnam draws a whistle.
You hit him in the head.
Foul called on Antonius Cleveland. You heard the explanation.
Yeah, spot on.
Yes.
First glance, it looked like it was a bit of a ghost call, but Explanation right there. You hit him in the head. Easy call.
Yeah, I had a chat.
Stand here, please.
So Adelaide trying to beat South East Melbourne for the first time this season. In what is their final meeting of the regular season. Adnan whips it across court for Kell, who drives the lane and goes high over the hole. It's collected by Pino. He can't score. And Kai Soto shuts it down for Adelaide.
Again, another good defensive possession.
The rebound to Creek.
Unable to finish. Mitch Creek kicks it to Kell for
his second triple of the quarter, Corey.
What happened to Kyle Adnam in the first quarter? You let him feel good from the free throw line, hits a three after that. Trey Kell walked into the three about a couple of minutes ago, so he's feeling good. You didn't pick him up then, and now he hits a contested one in the corner.
George Earl Trey Kell the third. It's some name, and he's putting it up in lights here in the third quarter. With the rebound there. They can level it up right here. Junior Madut sets his feet, can't finish, and they stay three adrift. The crowd realising how important a stage of the game this is. Soto kicks it on for Detch. And now Soto works his way to his range and delivers.
Great decision from Kai Soto, because that offense went nowhere. Everything was around the three-point line and didn't settle. Realised he had some time left on the shot clock, put the ball on the floor, got all the way down to the hoop. Just having some sort of game, Kai Soto. 7 points, 8 boards.
Now it's Cleveland cutting to the rim off. Mitch McCarron with the and one to come, Corey.
As he calls for the crowd to get into it. Just see Cleveland with that quick bounce. I thought he was going to reverse that. Super athletic Trey Kell with the Amy replay. Wide open three in transition. Mitch Creek finds him again. Back-to-back triples for him. Mitch finds his guy in the open court. Cleveland finishes with the left hand after he takes the bump.
Oh, you're right. One more dribble and he could have flushed it.
Just so athletic.
We've heard from the coach in terms of what he'd buy his players. What about the 36ers when they're playing Santa for their teammates? What would they come up with?
CJ Bruton. I think he needs a new pair of shoes for Christmas. He just wear the same old ones.
For Christmas, I'll get him a heart rate monitor. He gets pretty amped on the bench there and heart could spike, and just make sure he's healthy.
I'll get Coach some wins, man. You know, some wins. We need some wins, so I'll get him some wins.
Got myself, I need a new nose. I'm sure everyone else is saying that as well.
Look, Macca's copped a bunch of knocks to the face recently.
Macca, I'll get him a new nose.
So I'd probably help him out with a new nose.
His current one is pretty busted.
Got myself.
I'll give Sunday a day off because he never has one.
Sunday Detch. He loves to work out, so I'll probably get him a workout kit or something. A little foam roller.
Get myself a new set of golf clubs. My missus is being pretty stingy this year, so get it for myself.
Kai Soto, that is a tough one.
I'll get Kai a running coach. I think his running technique's not the best, so help him get up and down the court a bit better.
Anthony Drimmick. That's my boy.
Drimmick, I'll get Drimmick a new back.
I think he needs some diapers. He just had a new kid, Levi. Drim, some nappies. Yeah, I call them nappies, right?
Robo, I got to get Robo some open shots. That's what I'd get him for Christmas.
Antonius Cleveland. For Christmas, I'll get him a playbook of all our plays, just to make sure he remembers them all.
Common thing.
Mitch McCarron, his teammates reckon he needs a new nose. Well, he's lost a bit more bark off the beak in this one this evening as Creek plays tough. Yes, Corey.
Tough,
that's
the
word.
Finish.
And they're playing tough to hang tough here. Trailing by 6 points.
I'll put it out there. Do you think Antonius Cleveland knows the plays?
Nope. Clearly. That's why he likes to play defense, get it off the rim and push.
Get out in transition. You don't have to not worry about the half court.
Yeah, you got to worry about no play.
Daniel Johnson gained the rebound. It was a soft rebound, fell in his lap, but then he couldn't finish. That would have really hurt. Creek inaccurate this evening. He wins possession. One-on-one with McCarron. Is the nose about to cop another bump?
That's a really, really good defensive stop from Mitch McCarron. Just put his body on the line. They don't come up with the rebound, so they've got to get another one.
Smith-Milner finds Ruben Tarangi. It was tall black to tall black.
So Mitch McCarron does a tremendous one-on-one effort to stop Mitch Creek. They come up with the board, the Phoenix, and they slow it down. Adelaide still don't get matched up. They give Ruben Tarangi a running start downhill. That can't happen. It's those little possessions that are going to separate them from the top six of being a really good team or just hanging around the mark.
Well, Adelaide's shooting percentage from half-time is dropping since. As a result, Southeast Melbourne within 4 points. The Christmas Eve crowd.
Okay, you know why now? I'm just saying. I've never said you're wrong. Okay, well, we're here to win.
He wants a Christmas win, CJ Bruton.
Well, unfortunately, one team can win.
Adnam, nice bounce pass. Smith-Milner, the runner goes. And it's young Nick Marshall, the 23-year-old Adelaide local, bringing them up the floor for the veteran, Johnson. McCarron was looking for Hiram Harris.
Right idea, just the pass is a little bit behind him. CJ Bruton, good call to have a timeout here and talk things over.
So timeout here on Christmas Eve tomorrow night. We're at Kudos Bank Arena, where the Sydney Kings and Melbourne United will play the first game on Christmas Day. And there's some breaking news out of the Sydney Kings who've confirmed that Xavier Cooks is on track to play ankle injury and take to the court. He was desperate to play.
Listen, here's what I'm going to say. He owns Melbourne United. That was their chance to win if he wasn't going to play.
It's going to be a crack.
There ain't no answer for him.
So it's over.
Listen, it was already over. It's just exciting right now. Xavier Cook's healthy.
Gee, you're firing, Mel.
They got no answer, man. The first game, how much they won by? 40. The second game, how much they won by? 25. But here's the difference. This is why I'm going crazy, because there was no Shea Illy. And Marcus Lee's here, and Ray John Tucker's found form.
So it's not over.
I don't know what's going to happen, man.
Okay.
But I believe Xavier Cook's going to be pissed off because of all this MVP talk, and he's now no longer the top of that in number one.
Yeah.
He's not in pole position. So he got to come out and put on. I don't think Melbourne United's going to win that game tomorrow.
I think we have picked the perfect game and the perfect time, because Melbourne are rolling a little bit right now, and Xavier Cook's being healthy. The big...
Yo, who's guarding him?
Rivalry.
Who's guarding him?
Well, I mean, I can ask that question. Who's guarding him in the league, though? There's not many in the league who guard Xavier Cooks.
I'm just saying tomorrow.
Well, Melbourne getting home in the open air game last night to really set up Christmas night. And if you've got a gap in your Christmas evening, we'd love you to join us.
Absolutely.
Just turn your TV on.
Absolutely. Get it on there. There's only so many times you can watch. Well, we're going to end up chatting Die Hard, Christmas movie or not. There's only so many times you can watch it.
This is history. Join us in creating history tomorrow.
John McLean and Hans Gruber can wait for another night. Watch the NBL on Christmas night. There's debate whether it's even a Christmas movie. Is Torrey Smith-Milner. He's feeling it now all of a sudden. Precious little minutes, Pete, but he's delivering.
He absolutely is, as is everybody who steps on the floor. And debate Die Hard being a Christmas movie whilst watching the NBL. Talk to me about a better setup.
There you go. They're flexing in Adelaide. They feel their team is going to be in front at the finish. A long way until we reach that point, but they're up by one as we speak. Adnam. You can feel the urgency increasing as Adnam is fouled on the three-point shot.
Smart move, Kyle Adnam. You hear CJ Bruton barking, and the young fella, Nick Marshall, is this Torrey Smith-Milner. He's shown that he can do that throughout his career. Nick Marshall was trying to defend Kyle Adnam, and in the end, it's the opposite contest of what we saw from Sunday Detch in the first half, just too aggressive, and he sent a man to the free throw line who's normally automatic.
Adnam at the line for three, John Casey courtside.
Matt, I've just spoken to the Adelaide 36's doctor, and he has confirmed that Mitch McCarron is going to need stitches post-game to tidy up that nasty gash he has on his nose from that accidental clash a little bit earlier. But it's a nasty cut. They've done well to stop the bleeding at the moment. He confirmed that his nose is broken again, which he broke a few weeks ago. And I know Mitch is going to be really disappointed about this because he's supposed to be in the Christmas photos tomorrow with the family. And they might have to do some Photoshop work on that.
Oh, man, you're going to need a lot of Photoshop work. That nose is a compass. Oh, that is every which way.
Funny how it works. We pre-record those chats with the teammates who all say he needs a new nose, and tonight the nose, as we play those interviews, cops the treatment.
I remember when he had that broken nose, but when I was a Warrior. And
oh, beautiful, beautiful.
That's what he does well.
Daniel Johnson up to 15 points on a very efficient 5 of 7.
6 rebounds to go with it.
Still Kyle Adnam leading all scorers with 18. Robert Franks bouncing away. And Daniel Johnson, 17 points.
Not boxing out. Gives DJ easy offensive rebound and putback.
I mean, that's the position they're going to continue to bring Daniel Johnson off the bench now with Costello starting. It's a nice little offensive punch. He's going to be aggressive no matter what.
So the ball with Adelaide here.
You'd have to think right now we're not going to see Ian Clark tonight on the floor. 1 minute 20 to go. If he hasn't played now,
yeah, he's not playing.
You're not going to throw him in there in the last quarter unless the game is out of hand and you just want to get some fitness into him.
He's looked super relaxed all evening. The former Utah, Denver, Golden State, and New Orleans NBA player, the championship winner at Sydney last year. We thought tonight would be his Adelaide debut. It may yet be, but you reckon not, men, at this stage, given the point of the game we're at.
Well, and Corey, as someone who we saw last year, he had phenomenal numbers. If the coach tells you, look, you want to get out there for just a couple minutes, just get a feel, it's going to go towards your averages.
I'm going to sit this one out,
if
Coach.
You've got 2 or 3 minutes, look, just get out there. Oh, Coach, I think I'm better off.
I'm going to sit this one out, Coach.
I will play a minimum of 15. A minimum of 15, I can get 10, 15 points in that time. You give me 2, 3 minutes, I'm going to sit this one out.
The foul on Grant Tisovic out there for Southeast Melbourne. And this season, with thanks to MG, you can win a brand new MG ZS EV electric car. It's valued at $49,990. NBL.com.au/WinMG. I listened to Andrew Gay's talk last night glowingly about the MG ZS EV.
It's a smooth-looking vehicle.
Said he didn't know it was on until he zoomed off and just kept going.
Well, I know when you are driving 10 kilometres an hour, you can't really tell. So.
Oh, Foxwell and Tisovic. And here's Mitch Creek. Trying to cut this 5-point lead by Adelaide. And Creek takes 3 off it straight away.
So tough because Adelaide loaded up behind the ball perfectly. Hiram Harris was guarding Mitch Creek and everyone else took steps towards the middle of the floor to shrink it. So Mitch Creek saw that and decided to step out and knock the 3-ball down.
Tally is up to 15.
7 of 16 from the field for Creek. Here's Detch, ran out of options and goes back for Daniel Johnson for 3, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the line.
And Smith Milner can't do
that.
A thing with DJ. Walks into that. Nice.
That's tough.
3-ball.
Really tough, mate.
Good contest. Good hit.
So here's this Toy Smith Milner one. You've done your job. And I'll tell you what.
He didn't foul him.
He's got a really good case. So they're saying that he's already fouled before Daniel Johnson pulled his arm down, but based on the angle we just saw, I thought he did that exceptionally well. Stopped short enough, closed out. Have another look at this. Right there. And
great closeout.
There's no foul.
Not from that angle.
Well, not from the other one either.
So Adelaide cut a break. 72-69.
The ball don't lie about it.
Smith Milner still shaking their head.
There you go.
DJ leaves 2 on the floor.
That's great hustle for Adelaide to get that back.
So have another look here.
That's no foul.
Well,
DJ pulled his hand.
Yeah, unless they're saying that the palm of his hand hit his chin first, but it looks like no foul at all. And in the end, he got the offensive rebound.
But then Adelaide get the ball back in the dying seconds of the third quarter. Robert Franks guarded by Creek. Franks has the ball bounce over the top of the hole. Ruben Tarangi, and they can't get down court in time. So we hit the final break and still it's tight. Adelaide 72, Southeast Melbourne 69. We are going down the stretch at Adelaide Entertainment Centre. We hope you're having a fantastic Christmas Eve. The NBL is certainly delivering a big night for Santa, a big night for Southeast Melbourne and Adelaide. The 36ers heading to the fourth quarter, ahead by 3. Pete Hooley, Corey Williams, what happens from here?
Well, it's going to be an exciting end. Tell you what, both teams have shown a couple of moments where it looks like they could break the game open. Mitch Creek hit that big 3 ball. Daniel Johnson misses free throws, which he normally is money.
Daniel Johnson leading all scorers with 20. Mitch McCarron off the mark, but Franks gets the ball and makes sure they leave with something.
It's a great job right there on the old boards.
Just wanted it more.
Southeast Melbourne Phoenix not boxing out, and the rebound count grows. Almost doubles, 40 to 23. Adelaide.
Not missed by Simon Mitchell, surely. As Ruben Tarangi finds Trey Kill. Now Owen Foxwell, tough shot. Can't get it to go. And here's Antonius Cleveland.
And he's going to the line for 2. Smart move.
Very smart.
Scores mentality. And we all know, since we've been watching what Adelaide teammates want to get him, he don't want to run no offense because he can't remember it, right?
I mean,
one-man fast break.
Yeah, he's going to have some friends and stuff watching that. I'm sure that's the only way. They're not going to go back and have a look at that. And every single person, including the coach, saying you need a playbook and a GPS. Not ideal.
What was it, new iPhone, a map, a GPS, and a playbook?
Love it.
He just walks out the door each morning and follows his feet.
Does it in transition too. That's all he's got to do.
74-69. 1 minute gone in the fourth. Adelaide in seventh, right on the edge of the playing bracket. Southeast Melbourne third, hoping to finish the regular season in the top two. Guaranteed finals position.
Good one-on-one defense. Oh, my goodness, and here he is,
and
taking off.
Cleveland.
Who needs a playbook when you got that quick hands? Great one-on-one containment defense first and then pokes it away. See you later.
And suddenly it's 7 the advantage. The 12 games of Christmas. This is day 11 of 14 straight days of live NBL action.
Oh, another phenomenal one-on-one defensive possession.
They're winning it at the defensive end at the moment, Adelaide.
Got to lob it up.
Ditch. And then Robert Franks called by Soto.
Well, I missed him. It was on Foxhall, Kai Soto underneath the hoop. That ball's just got to go up anywhere near the top of the square.
Nice ball movement, but Mitch McCarron shuts it down, and Kai Soto goes down.
Mitch McCarron comes out of nowhere. What looked like 2 points. They will now take it out of bounds. Great one-on-one defense. I mean, what do we expect? He is the reigning defensive player of the year. Easy finish. Do not dribble the ball around.
Yeah, don't over-dribble it. That's
Cleveland. That's for sure.
And back to Mitch McCarron. Good block. I mentioned he contributes in so many ways. Leading rebounder for Adelaide 5 times this season. Leading their assists 8 times this season. Leading scorer at times as well. Now, Torrey Smith-Milner, his shot short. Soto the rebound. And here come the 36ers again.
You can smell the 36ers understanding it. Get this opportunity for them to try and open this game up.
McCarron, he's deep in his bag. His handles. You know, he normally thinks of his offense last after looking at everybody else to get a shot first. How's the handles on it?
Just repeating that news from John Casey. Mitch McCarron sporting a broken nose that will need stitches post-game.
Broke it again.
Missing free throws.
How many broken noses for you, Corey, during your career?
1.
You remember who the assailant was?
No, I was here though in Australia when I broke it.
Well, 2 in the matter of a few weeks, Mitch McCarron. You're getting awfully close to a mask, surely.
Creek finds Trey Kell baseline. And he turns it over. And now Torrey Smith-Milner commits the foul.
Just another really good defensive possession. They have stepped up in this fourth quarter. And throughout a game, throughout a game like this as Adelaide, you would know your opponent played 4 games in the last 10 days. You can sense that fatigue and us needing to step it up right now to really have an opportunity to break this game open, and that's exactly what's happening.
And they've shown these little patches on the defensive end because they've actually got outstanding one-on-one defenders, which it's kind of confusing as to why they struggle across the course of a whole game. Mitch McCarron, we know, is an exceptional defender. Sunday Dech has been, and the reigning defensive player of the year. So you've got those 3 out there on the court at the same time.
Why are they not clicking?
Franks.
Well, they're clicking right now when it matters.
So Southeast Melbourne's earlier lead of 10 points is now matched by Adelaide. 10 points. Adelaide, no Anthony Drimmick tonight because of illness. They haven't played their new import, Ian Clark. They're out by 10. And the foul there from Kai Soto. But his fatigue starting to catch up with the Phoenix. No Gary Brown, Alan Williams, Joe Chi has left, Ryan Brockhoff missing as well.
Well, it's bound to happen eventually. And again, Mitch Creek, he's played just under 29 minutes tonight. Played 47.5 minutes in that double overtime game. Played 3 days later on short notice.
The crowd wants hungry Jacks.
But it hurts even.
He's hungry.
It hurts even more when you are severely undermanned, but you're on fire because everybody else is just going to focus on you, the defense.
And
that should be 2 points. And it is. Kai Soto, he was trying to feed everybody, but you touch the ball when it's on the hoop. And in the end, it's a three-point play for the Phoenix.
Right. Sunday, they're just reviewing it.
So they're having a look at it again, and as soon as that ball hits the rim and goes up, it's live. So it's basically a rebounding contest. Kai Soto tips it in. Have another look here. He tries to get it off the rim, but...
So they'll just review to make sure that Kai Soto did touch the ball.
Absolutely.
That's 2 points.
There you go.
Yeah.
Chris Reed signaling that 2 points are going to count. And the interesting thing is, who gets those points? I know Toy Smith-Milner shot it, but normally if the opposition puts it in, I think it's the closest person. Well, there you go. It goes to the court captain, those 2 points.
There you go. Mitch McCarron and Sunday Detch.
Oh, so if you're just tuning in and seeing that, so Mitch Creek is credited for the 2 points thanks to Kai Soto not being able to grab that ball off the hoop and give everybody burgers.
Do you reckon Mitch knows that right now? Mitch to 17 points. Behind Kyle Adnam, his teammate 18, leading all scorers so far. Daniel Johnson with 20. So still plenty of time here for South East Melbourne, more than 6 minutes left. It's Adnam who gave them, or helped them, to such a strong start. Smith-Milner.
Oh, you'll take it how you can get it.
Wanted to pass it, had plenty of room around him, and in the end was forced to take that room and almost scored by accident.
Really good minutes tonight from Toy Smith-Milner. Just 14 minutes, but he's got 9 points. South East Melbourne just hanging around.
Franks misses. Smith-Milner the rebound.
Man, that's just great one-on-one defense, using your chest to keep the offensive player in front of you.
Well, that's exactly what it was. Mitch Creek, your hands are up and he just trusts his size, his physicality to just play through the chest.
Here's Mitch McCarron. You can hear the countdown of the clock in the background. They use all the available time and come away with points.
Draco.
Just a breakdown at the end to give Nick Marshall an easy backdoor layup at the bottom of at the end of the shot clock.
Trey Kell off the mark. The rebound to Robert Franks. That's his 8th board of the game. And now he'll try and score at the other end. Looks good through the air. It looks even better through the bottom of the net. They're out by 13. Robert Franks nodding his head. One hand on a Christmas present right here.
20 points in the contest, 9 of 15. 60%.
86-73, Adelaide in front. So they've kicked now, the 36ers. 4.5 minutes left. What's the answer for South East Melbourne right now, men?
Love to run an offensive set. Get Mitch Creek a good look. Kyle Adnam having, he's gone quiet in this second half.
Which you'd expect them to clamp up a little bit after he got off in the first half. But again, look at this. 20 points from DJ. Robert Franks has 20. The two big men, and Kai Soto's got 10 boards. That's where they were going to have the advantage tonight.
Adnam 16 points to half-time. He's sitting on 18 at the moment. (86-73) Adelaide closing in on another win, a third in a row.
Now, executive decision time. It's burgers for the people in Adelaide from Toy Smith-Milner's missed free throws. With Kai Sotto touching it and making it 2 points, it's 2 missed free throws. So have burgers for Christmas.
Wow.
What's that? There's your code, chat. There'll be plenty of chat tomorrow. Fun and festivity, and you can start that party early with some free cheeseburgers, courtesy Toy Smith-Milner.
Well, courtesy Kai Sotto in the end.
That's true.
He's just a man of the people. We were too busy trying to figure out the court captain, and it's burgers.
That's a way to go fans MVP back-to-back, isn't it? Kai Sotto.
Mitch McCarron with a nice take.
Speaking of Hungry Jacks and their magnificent burgers, you can whopper your way to LA. Get any large burger meal at Hungry Jacks and enter your receipt code. You get 4 tickets to a basketball game in the US, flights, spending money, accommodation, and Corey Williams is your travelling partner if you like.
Well, I'll tell you this. This is a fantastic trip to win.
There's a lot of fantastic things to win.
What's the first thing you'd do in LA if you were sent there tomorrow, Corey? What's Christmas Day, so let's pick another day. What's your highlight attraction in LA? We'll come back to that. Here's Antonius Cleveland, just a pocket pass for Robert Franks, and his fellow American can't finish.
I'm going to watch a Laker game.
Oh, you would? Surely not now.
I would right now.
Oh, you poor man.
Johnson couldn't get a clean grab at the ball. And it comes away for Mitch Creek. If Southeast Melbourne have a way out, this man surely is the key. But they need to get going. And Owen Foxwell hears that call. The ball falls for Smith-Milner, and his big night continues.
13 points. Nice little pass fake. And the game's not over. Every time Adelaide look like they run away with it.
Daniel Johnson, hard off the rim and away from the bucket. Torrey Smith-Milner, you mentioned the 13 points. He's been averaging just 1 point per game. Not many opportunities, and he's in the action again.
And he is taking full advantage of it. You can see everybody else, they're tired. Except him, because he hadn't played as much. He's delivering 5 of 7 from the field, 13 points, and he's going to the line for 2.
To make it 10 points the difference. Tomorrow night, the Sydney Kings against Melbourne United, a slice of Australian sporting history, professional sport on Christmas Day, 6:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Pete Hooley will be in the house. Derek Rucker is there, Joe Healy, Felix von Hoff.
Perfect post-Christmas ham food coma. You've had your little nap.
Man.
Up you get.
Decent Christmas Day crowd as well of about 8,500, 9,000. That will be near the capacity tomorrow for the configuration of the venue. And who knows how many watching around Australia and around the world.
And you mentioned the big inclusion of Xavier Cooks looking very probable to play, but don't forget they signed Santa, the Kings, to play.
Oh, that's right.
So
he might be a bit fatigued after a big night.
You think so?
Well, that'll be about 36 hours straight by the time he's rocking Kudos Bank Arena tomorrow evening. The jolly red fella, as Kai Sotto goes to Mitch McCarron. Stripped of the ball by Adnam.
Good hands. Can they get a bucket and convert?
Ball goes down low to Creek, who draws the foul. I think it's on Robert Franks. Antonius Cleveland is the man identified. So 89-78, they're still not out of this game.
CJ Bruton barking instructions on the sideline. This is a game they're supposed to win. With the Phoenix missing so many key guys, this is a game that they're supposed to win. So all these little moments of slippage, they like to call it, where you're not playing the way that Adelaide wants to play every single possession. That's why CJ Bruton is so unhappy on the sideline. Because you're trying to build now. You're trying to build towards the next the end of the season next year. That's the biggest key.
We heard one of his players say buy the coach a heart monitor for Christmas because he tends to fire up in the huddle. He's not really that sort of character, but he's certainly a character who strives for excellence, as is testified by his glorious playing career.
I'm not sure you can name any coach Any pro league that doesn't need a heart rate monitor.
Creek.
Oh, my goodness.
They're certainly not done.
This game
South
isn't
East
over.
Melbourne.
Mitch Creek is up to 22 in the contest.
He had to have a big night, given the players they have missing. Franks.
Just sloppy on this offensive end. Last couple of possessions from Adelaide.
McCarron back for Franks, who wants a better look, and it's offensive foul. Franks careers into Owen Foxwell, and there's some life in the Phoenix right now.
Well, he's got to shoot that 3-ball, Robert Franks. Mitch McCarron did the right thing, and here's that turnover.
Foxwell comes up with the steal, gets it to Creek for the 3, and then Foxwell on the other end takes the charge. The young DP stepping up, making big plays.
He's a 19-year-old, Corey.
Making big plays.
Only NBL game 14 as a teenager.
Remember last year when he got the opportunity and splashed the 3 in the corner in the throwdown? Everyone was like, what's going on here? He's got a really bright future ahead of him. Tore up the NBL1 South for Eltham.
Make it interesting and get a bucket right now. You got to go to Wolf Creek.
A couple of NBL1 MVPs head-to-head tomorrow in Quatnoy and Shea Illy.
Oh, here we go.
Here's Trey Kell, just catches the front of the rim and misses the mark. That's a big miss, would have made it a one-shot game. Now, South East Melbourne turn to defence. Adelaide through McCarron. Just under 90 seconds to play. Camped in the corner and unable to finish. It's Antonius Cleveland. So another big possession here for Phoenix. Creek. The runner goes.
To Wolf Creek.
Oh, boy.
4-point game. 24 points on 10 of 19.
This was out to 12, 14 points. Adelaide looked like they just responded the right way, and Phoenix just haven't laid down. I mean, credit Owen Foxwell and Toy Smith-Milner in the last couple of minutes, but here's the Amy replay.
Great take.
Trey Kell not forcing anything from the 3, and it's Mitch Creek's game. Can shoot with either hand really well when it gets that deep.
Beautiful floater over Kai Soto. Outstretched hand. That's not an easy play to make.
No, it's not. And the lack of offensive execution from Adelaide getting sped up by the Phoenix, and the Phoenix have responded offensively.
Dancing reindeers, sweaters, pumping the Snoop.
Snoop would be one of your favourites, Corey.
100%. He's an icon.
Is this a Snoop Christmas song? Is this a Snoop Christmas song?
Yo, Snoop, diversify or die.
Is there a Snoop Christmas carols?
I'll tell you what, anyone can, if you want.
Christmas Carol.
Absolutely.
It's a gangster rapper. Now he got Christmas carols?
Anyone.
Diversify or die.
Rebecca Black for me.
We got ourselves a ball game.
We do. And again, if the last 2 minutes on Adelaide's offense have shown anything, one stop here from the Phoenix and good execution for themselves. They have every chance to steal this.
So Adelaide inbound the ball. Robert Franks. As the pressure mounted goes to Harris. And they're into the front court. 1 minute left in Adelaide. Who's going to make it 3 straight wins? Antonius Cleveland. The finger roll didn't go. He gets the ball back, leaves it short, and it falls for Adnam.
What a possession from Dane Pinot, the second effort.
Oh, Creek under pressure now. And he's stripped of the ball by McCarron. And then foul, it comes from Foxwell.
Well, they had it. Oh, and Foxwell just coughed it up.
Look at that. We have got a normal foul here.
Mitch wants an unsportsmanlike foul, does he?
It's not for the original. It's not for the one that was called, I don't think.
No.
He's saying straight after the turnover is what he wanted one for.
Does he think Mitch Creek reached out and grabbed an arm?
I think that's what he's asking. The first one, I mean, the one that was called. So here's the turnover right there. I think he was saying right there. I think he was saying Mitch Creek was grabbing at him when he was on the floor.
That's a big difference, Chris.
And he's right. You can see it there. 100%.
It sure is.
They've missed that one. And it's shown on the big screen in the entertainment centre just to really rile up the Adelaide fans.
And I think Chris Reid, to his credit, saw that and just acknowledged, well, everyone makes mistakes.
Everyone does. We're all human.
I mean, the way they were positioned too, on the floor, there was 3 guys around him. Really tough to pinpoint. In the end, 2 points.
So it's 6 the difference. 40 seconds left. Creek for 3. He's shot short. Cleveland grabs the rebound.
I'll just about do it, you'd think.
Tough now for the Phoenix.
Well, we say that, but it is the NBL. We say crazy things have happened.
Mitch McCarron.
That is one angry man.
He's angry today.
A broken nose that requires 5 or 6 stitches will do that to you on Christmas Eve, Pete.
Well, yeah, you're right, and he's been given a delay of game warning, and probably fair enough.
Yeah.
And we all smiles once that final siren goes. They come away with a win.
Kevin. H.
So
H, just say it. H, just say it. Say it.
Adelaide, champions in 2002. That was their last title. They came into this season hot tips, especially after taking down Phoenix. They're trying for 3 straight wins for the first time this season. That'll be a nice way to fight back from 3 straight losses before that.
And then there will be a logjam with 9 wins. 4 teams has 9 wins.
It's going to be a great race to the
Sure
new
is.
look postseason.
Oh, that's
the
what
new look postseason.
It couldn't have come in at a better time, because you've got teams who are trying to get out of that and finish top 2, not have to worry about the playing tournament. You've got the teams who are going to be around 5th and 6th, who want to hold on to it, and then you've got teams who are 6th and 7th trying to claw their way in.
If you want great sports television, take in Unrivaled. You can catch it on ESPN, KO, Binge, YouTube. Corey, you were watching it this afternoon. I know you watched this part very closely.
I definitely was watching it.
And he yelling at me every time. Like, this ain't right. They ain't gonna keep yelling at me.
Yo, if you want to, don't stop. I know you're telling me. Easy to stop one finger. It's easy to stop going the wrong way. Get your minds clear. One play. Hey, wait. Hey, what is going on? This is not the team that I just had. It was a debacle.
I'm trying to tell you something. You're getting mad already.
I'm not getting mad.
So let me say what I gotta say.
People are going to have opinions. Everybody can say what they want to say. And honestly, I don't care.
You're not understanding that. That's not fair to me. I got want me to stay calm. I'm a grown-ass man. You know that.
What? Yo.
It's fascinating stuff.
Craig Randall is no longer at Adelaide. Ian Clark is, and I don't think we'll see that sort of exchange with Ian Clark as the 36ers.
But on the Unrivaled series, there's so many different parts all around the league, and if you haven't tuned in, and maybe you're a fan, inspired a little bit by Drive to Survive, the F1 behind the scenes. Every pro sport has incredible moments, both highs and lows, and it is fascinating viewing every single episode of what goes on behind closed doors.
We crave that sort of accessibility, and now Foxwell.
Wow.
The tray from the corner, 92-88.
Young kid.
First of all, hell of a screen. But to get that wide open look and cash it in all net.
Hell of a screen is right. Absolutely
Guts.
cleaned up Mitch McCarron, but Owen Foxwell.
Guts. Nothing but nylon.
10 points tonight. Throw in
5 players in double figures. That is really impressive when you consider who they're missing. This is a great trap.
Couple of rebounds, 3 assists for Foxwell as well. McCarron, the Sunday Detch, they're working the clock. And the foul comes from Mitch Creek.
Good job by Adelaide. Taking care of the ball, not turning it over. In this game, they have 16 turnovers, but first half they had 10. They've done a better job in this second half taking care of the ball.
Tony's Cleveland, 1 of 3 on the line from tonight. He's had 5 assists, 9 rebounds, 11 points. Big free throws right here. No timeouts left for the Phoenix.
Even if he makes both, to make it 6 points the difference. A quick 3 from...
Oh, it has been done, Matt.
Southeast Melbourne.
Wasn't that long ago.
And then there's a pressure possession for Adelaide. So the first one is home. That man is not home yet.
What you don't want to do is... Either way, they're going to take a 3. There is no need to do anything other than a short contest. You do not want to get a 4-point play.
They believe the win's in the bank, and maybe it's only seconds away from coming. Adnam tried to draw that foul. The three-point shot was off the mark, but Adelaide are on the mark. Antonius Cleveland with the last possession, and Adelaide milked their home floor. A third straight win. They enter positive territory. They are now 9-8 for the season. And CJ Bruton, it will be a Merry Christmas.
It will be. Look, they were made to work for it. No doubt about it. They did not die down. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. In the end, Adelaide, just too much firepower, which is what we probably expected with how many key outs the Phoenix had. Robert Franks was terrific. Cleveland was terrific. Mitch McCarron, 16 points for himself. I know he likes to dish the rock, but turned to scoring a little bit. Daniel Johnson, 20 points off the bench as well. A much needed win for Adelaide going into this little Christmas period.
All CJ wanted was a win, right?
He got it.
He got it.
They beat Brisbane. They downed Tasmania. And now they've accounted for Southeast Melbourne, a team they'd lost to on both previous occasions. But they come back from 10 points down tonight to take it by 6. To put real pressure on that play-in bracket of 4 teams.
They got Brisbane next, and Brisbane have been disappointing their last few. Which has been a tough year for them. So Adelaide just continuing to build, slowly but surely.
Just repeating, no Anthony Drimmick tonight. Ian Clark didn't see any court time. The third import, there he is. Just getting his Australian legs right before he takes to the court. But let's find John Casey standing by with our Foot Locker player of the game.
Yes, Robert Franks came up big in that final quarter. 7 of your 20 in the last quarter, Rob. There were some nervous moments for you. Talk us through that last stretch.
Yeah, we got to, as a team, we got to learn how to close. That's a great team over there, and, they're going to keep fighting, and we just can't give them reasons to get back in the game, so it's a learning experience, and we just got to be better.
What do you think the key was tonight? You had to come from double figures down again, so dug a little bit of a hole, but you found a way out.
Yeah, we didn't execute early. Our first quarter was horrendous. We gave up 32 points, and, coach got on us, and we just kind of had to just get back to, what got us on this win streak.
You've got a lot of experience. You must know how tough it is for Daniel Johnson to adjust to a role, but boy, he's come up big.
He's been big time for us, man, and, for him to embrace that role has been great for us, and, he's a legend in this league, so for him to come off the bench and honor that and, contribute how he's been contributing, it's been awesome to see.
And last question, Ian Clark, didn't see him on court tonight. What have you made of him so far, training?
He's been Ian Clark, the first day of practice, making shots, being a leader, and just having that championship pedigree to him. So we're happy to have him, I'm happy to have him, and I can't wait to play with him on the court.
Got a plan for Christmas tomorrow? What's your plan?
I'm going to go over to teammates' house, enjoy Christmas, talk to my fam back home, and just enjoy the day.
Appreciate your time. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, Robert Franks has a few days now to enjoy his teammates' hospitality. They're in action again on Thursday against Brisbane, at home again in Adelaide. As for the Phoenix, they can regroup over Christmas. In action on New Year's Day against Tasmania. A string of road games to come for the Phoenix at Tasmania, at Sydney, at Cairns, all in the new year. But tonight, on Christmas Eve, it is Adelaide's Eve, 94-88 against Southeast Melbourne. Before Santa drops by later this evening, Robert Franks has delivered in Adelaide 20 points, continuing a super consistent season. Bought from Brisbane and doing what he was bought for, Pete Hooley, at Adelaide.
Yeah, exactly right. And look, it took him a while and Adelaide to realise that he needs to be their number one guy. And since they've done that, he's been nothing short of exceptional. And I like the way he talks about it. He mentioned that their defence is not good enough at times, and they know that, but also that they need to be better closing out games. And while he's on the floor, he is such a tough cover. He's a mismatch for the majority of the league. 20 points to go with 8 rebounds. Did have 6 turnovers, I'm sure he wouldn't be happy with, but he was our Foot Locker player of the game. And again, 53% from the field. That's pretty efficient for a 4-man, for a power forward. But I'll tell you what, it's a power forwards league. He's going head-to-head with Mitch Creek. He's going to go head-to-head with Xavier Cooks when he plays the Kings. Jarrell Brantley in the Breakers. It's unbelievable to see these power forwards light it up every night.
We can't wait until tomorrow night, 6:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Sydney against Melbourne at Kudos Bank Arena, the first professional sport played in Australia on Christmas Day. The mail is that man will play, Corey.
Oh, I'm so excited. Everybody should be excited. Look, if you're home, turn your TV on, eat some food, have whatever you're drinking, and tune in. Join us in making history.
Absolutely. I want to wish John Casey, our courtside reporter tonight, a very Merry Christmas. Pete Hooley, you and I will be in Sydney tomorrow to call that game Kings United. Corey, you have a magnificent day tomorrow, and I want to make sure our hard-working staff do exactly the same, the team behind the scene. Have a great day tomorrow, one and all. We'll see you at Kudos Bank Arena if you can join us, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.